A very pleasant good evening, everyone, on a beautiful night for football. The Monroe Central Seminoles at 8-0 take the field. Tonight, we're at Frontier High School. The Cougars with a record of 4-4. This is Jeff Stevens, along with Chuck Roberts, Joe Eddy, and Dale Eddy. In case anyone wonders, Andy Shoemaker still recovering from last week. Tonight, the Seminoles hope to be able to keep this good stretch run here at the end of the season going after the big emotional and super win last week against the Barnesville Shamrocks. Hope to be able to get back on track and not be overconfident here tonight against this Frontier Cougar team. You know, Chuck, I guess the first thing you need to talk about would be the fact that after a great win such as that, it's probably about Wednesday before these kids really get back down to earth.
Oh, I'm sure you're right, Jeff. And I don't think you'll see them overconfident coming in here, not with the coaching staff that we have. They'll keep these kids up, keep them pumped. And I think you'll see them work on some things tonight, try to get ready for the postseason.
Of course, lots still riding for this team. Number one goal of this team is to complete a 10-0 season, and then all the other things that they want to accomplish will fall into place. The win last week against Barnesville did clinch a playoff berth. We'll try to talk a little bit more about what that means here at the first opportunity. But lots to still be accomplished as far as OVAC championships and PVC titles. And of course, a 10-0 season would be something the kids would cherish for a long, long time. The field conditions tonight are drier than what they've been for the last 3 weeks, but yet there's not a lot of grass out in the middle of the field. So we'll see what that does to the footing. The Frontier Cougars will be kicking off. Monroe Central won the toss, and as they usually do, elect to take the ball first. Seminoles on the road, white jerseys, black pants, while the Frontier Cougars in their light Columbia blue jerseys with the gold pants. Looks like number 20, and that is Josh Thomas, will kick off. Conrad in the middle, flanked by Wilson and Ishii, as we're just moments away from getting underway. Cougars tee it up on the right hash mark. And we're underway. A squib kick taken by one of the up-backs. That's Aaron Brown. He'll try to bounce the outside, get some running room, get back across the 35 or just right at the 35-yard line, make it the 35-yard lines. We try to make check the field markings out here, and it's a pretty good hit delivered by one of the Cougars. Number 12, Jacob Walker. So it looks like usual starting lineup there for the Seminoles. Look for this offensive line of Spielman, Shoemaker, 80, Schauber, and Stevens, along with tight ends Dan Miller and Sam Miller. They'll open some big holes tonight. This Cougar team has given up a lot of points at times this year. From the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, first play of the game will be a sweep for Wilson. Running room, first down, 15 yards for Chris Wilson on the first play of the game.
Looks like the offensive line's picking up right where they left off last week, Jeff.
About 200 yards rushing last week against a very good Barnesville defense. Always important to get a nice drive together when you expect things to go well during the course of the evening. You would like to score early, and that allows you to do some other things offensively. 1st and 10. Joris will give to fullback Gordon. He'll be hit just at the line of scrimmage. Number 40 was Danny Reed. Give Gordon about 2 yards.
Looks like Frontier come to play, Jeff. That's 2 good sticks out of them.
Well, 4-4. This is not a give-me win. This team has some skills. Coach Russ Morris has done a real fine job since he has been down here, and he's trying to do things the right way, and decent size on that defensive front. Gordon again, right up the middle. He'll have a first down and more. Breaks the outside. Inside the 10-yard line. About 35 yards on that play by Gordon. And that's one of Andy Shoemaker's favorite plays there, to get that fullback out with some running room. 35-yard pickup down to about looks like the 8-yard line. First and goal. Just 3 plays and 2 big gains. Seminoles all on the ground in this first series. Double tight end, backs in the eye. This is Wilson off the left side, and there's nobody there. He'll walk to the end zone. Touchdown. 4 plays, 65 yards, less than a minute and a half. It really shouldn't be that easy, Chuck, but we'll take it. No complaints here. That's called 8 yards. 10:37 remaining in the first. T.J. Stevens out of the hold of Adam Conrad. Still plenty of time. There's no need to hurry here. I think he gets lined up. The snap is good. Kick is down. From here it looks good, and is. 10:37 remaining in the first period. Seminoles easily 65 yards, 4 plays. Wilson going in from 8 yards out. Seminoles lead 7-0. We're kind of spoiled, Chuck, during the year. You know, anytime you get a score on the board, we're trying to get accustomed to our defense just absolutely not giving up anything. So, a minute 23 seconds into the game, you almost think that we have enough to win, but, you know, that's defense. You know, you have to take the field, and you hate to get too overconfident this quick in the game.
Yeah, you're right, and you really hate to see a team take a bad beating, but I'm afraid.
And it looked like team being flat coming out here early in the game was not a concern. I think you were exactly right on that with our veteran coaching staff, that is rarely ever a problem. Michael Jorce is at the 40-yard line. And I'm going to call that drive now more of about 60 yards, as I think we started on the 40 before, but down to the 10. Austin Russell gets a decent return across the 30, near the 35-yard line. You're not sure who had a hand on him there, and this becomes a little bit of a concern. Barnes was able to get a couple of decent returns last week, and if some of these young men want to stay on the return team here in the postseason, they're going to have to do a better job.
You're exactly right. They preach stay in your lane, stay in your lane. And last week they bit big time on a reverse, and that's a little more yardage on a return there than we like to see.
But that is about the 33-yard line. Mossberg is the quarterback, number 2. Big fullback. Number 40. That's Danny Reed. And of course, I don't have him written down, so we'll have to add him to the list. But he's going to get about 2 yards just across the 35-yard line, 36. Once again, it's nice, Chuck, to see the numbers on the field on the far side, but not on our side. Everybody real tight. They'll give it to the big fullback again, Reed. He keeps the feet going. He's going to be out near the 40. Pretty good effort by the fullback.
Excellent effort.
A lot of people in the middle of that line get a piece of that. They're marking down just shy of the 40. 3rd down and about 4. Frontier, very capable of throwing the ball. You might keep in mind their quarterback, Mossberg, is left-handed. But they are in a tight formation, a stacked eye. They'll give it back to their tailback, Amos, number 4, and he'll get the first down About a 6-yard pickup. So something to cheer about early on the Frontier side of the field. As I mentioned earlier, Frontier still has some weapons. And I mentioned the fact that Mossberg is a left-handed quarterback. All year, quarterbacks have been rolling right, which brings them toward Dan Miller and has enabled John Michael Spielman to put pressure on from behind. Tonight, it'll be the opposite. They'll be coming at Spielman. Stacked up right in the middle. T.J. Stevens, among others, right in the middle. Number 20, again, that is Thomas with his first carry. About a yard.
And I think Miller will be just as capable of putting pressure from the backside, Jeff, although I'm not sure he's quite as quick as Spielman is. But both ends have done a real nice job all year on containing.
And these last couple plays, Stevens and Schaubert, the tackles, and Shoemaker at the middle guard spot, plugging up some holes, and we're going to get a 5-yard penalty as one of the Frontier linemen moved well ahead of the snap. And that one was a pretty easy call to make. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 14. And when you're the underdog and you maybe have a little bit of confidence because you pick up a 1st down, you hate to give yardage back.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Jeff, they've done something that very few teams have been able to do this year is pick up 1st down on that opening drive on us.
That's a good point. Once again this week, number 30, Aaron Brown, is in, replacing Chris Yoho, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that'll be Aaron Brown's spot now for the remainder of the year. Mossberg going left. Going downfield, deep, overthrown. Conrad defending. The intended receiver, 42, is Smith. Wilson on a blitz, and there's a flag down.
Over there, Jeff, and I'm surprised we didn't get one downfield because there was a little bumping going on down there.
10-yard step off upcoming against Frontier. Do you take the 10 yards and bring up 2nd down and about 25, or do you decline it and make it 3rd and 14?
I believe they're declining, Jeff.
And in fact, it is 3rd down, and it's already 14 yards to go. You know, really probably not a real hard decision to make. You know, if it was less than 10 or 1st and 10, you take the penalty. Yeah, a little contact downfield, Chuck. You're exactly right there between the receiver, Smith, and Conrad. But that is 3rd down and 14. Ball at the 41-yard line in Frontier territory. Little high snap on the shotgun. Mossberg going deep downfield. Well thrown, but overthrown. The intended receiver is Lutz, number 11. Gordon defends. Lutz, a big, tall, rangy receiver, stands about 6'3", 6'4". Just a sophomore. This Frontier team has a lot of sophomores among their first-line players. But after an opening 1st down, the Cougars now will be forced to punt. Mossberg, the quarterback, is the punter. You might keep that in mind later. They'll spread people and go to a spread punt formation. Conrad and Ishii deep. High kick, sideline. Obviously kicking out of bounds or trying to kick away from the Monroe Central return man. Another interesting point there, Chuck. Mossberg, a left-handed quarterback, right-footed kicker. Such as TJ is for us. He kicks with the right foot and he throws left-handed.
You're right, you're right.
Little things that Andy Shoemaker probably would not pick up on.
You're right, you're right.
Ball out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Seminoles their 2nd possession, now 7:35 remaining in the 1st quarter. I just hope Andy doesn't try to sneak up behind us here somewhere, Chuck.
I was just getting ready to say, Jeff, you're awful brave, but you're picking on a pretty big boy there.
Jor's first throw of the night intended for Ishii, and the ball just took off and sailed on him. Well overthrown, incomplete. Well, the first series, Chuck, was all runs. You know, maybe this time, maybe Coach Sarcosta will try to work on the passing game a little bit.
I think you're going to see him work on it quite a bit tonight, Jeff.
He's always going to have Coach Matt and Coach Briggs up here to maybe help us out a little bit, but that's Gordon. He's met in the hole by, that's number 40, Reed. Very short gain, if any. less than a yard. So 3rd down and 10. Third down and 10. Probable passing situation. Seminoles will be forced to spend a timeout. 6:59 remaining in period number 1. Monroe Central uses their first timeout on 3rd and long. Well, we have an incident here during this timeout. We'd like to mention to people that may not be aware of this, Monroe Central has clinched a playoff spot and are virtually assured of playing that first round at home. But this year, all playoff games will be Saturday nights. And that first one will be November 2nd. And those Saturday night games also start at 7 o'clock, not 7:30. So if you have to rearrange schedules, work schedules, or whatever the case may be, please keep in mind, playoff games for Division 5, which will be Monroe Central, will be Saturday nights at 7 o'clock this year.
That's a good point, Jeff, because a lot of people get accustomed to Friday night, and they really don't realize they rotate those every year during the playoffs.
Exactly. And I want to do a little bit of research here and try to think, and maybe somebody out there can help me out. When was the last time there was a game played in Woodsfield on a Saturday night? I don't remember it, and it's been a while. Trips to the right. George wants to throw. Pressure, steps up, delivers it to a wide open Adam Conrad across the 40 and out of bounds. 25 yards. First down. Nice throw. Let's call that 27 yards for Conrad. George had some pressure there from one of the Cougars. Looked like number 7, Heath Greenwood, put a little bit of heat on him there, but George stood up real nice there for a 27-yard pickup. Wilson bouncing to the outside. Short gain of about 3 yards. Mossberg on the tackle. We'll give Wilson 3 yards. Miller and Ishii in with the play. Brown out. Again, 2 tight ends with a wing, backs in the eye. Fake to Wilson. George under some pressure, steps up well. Now he's going to take off and run and get down to the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you, Jeff, Frontier had good coverage on that.
But George is able to step away from the pressure and pick up near 5 yards. Bringing up 3rd down and just a little more than 1 yard. And that's a pretty good job, though, when you can step away from the pressure and turn, a play that isn't open downfield into a game. But you're right, Frontier had some real nice coverage. Double tight end, power eye. Wilson, big hole to the right. Now it shuts off, but he's going to have his first down. Inside the 30, he's going to be down near the 26-yard line. Michael George comes to the sideline to get the play. Kenny Robinson also in along with Conrad. Sam Miller and Aaron Brown coming out. Now Chris Wilson, as you see, coming to the sideline. Trips formation coming here to the left with Robinson, Conrad, and Ishii. George shotgun, looking downfield. Steps up, goes out. Robinson on an out, complete. First down, Kenny Robinson. About 13 or 14 yards on that pickup. Seminoles with another first down. Ball now at the 14-yard line. George goes to Wilson. Breaks a tackle at the line. Tries to get outside. Down near the 11. He'll put the ball down now, nose just shy of the 10. 4 yards for Wilson. Second down now, about 6. Ball at the 10-yard line. 4 minutes now remaining first quarter. Seminoles on their second possession and their second drive of the night. Brown in motion. Sweep left. Wilson now tries to cut back. Stays on his feet well. Gets down to about the 6-yard line. Pickup of another 4 yards. Third down about 2. The ball at about the 6-yard line. A good look at the huddle there as George comes from the sideline, putting some extra mileage in as he comes to the side to get the play. George looking over the defense. Sweep right. Wilson cuts off a couple nice blocks of Gordon and Brown and scores. 6-yard run. Chris Wilson. Wilson's second touchdown of the night. Seminoles now lead 13-0.
Jeff, I was watching that drive, and Frontier's running a 40 defense. They got a 4-man front, and I'm not sure if we're confused or what, but there's some kids that's not getting a hat put on them. And Frontier's front four done a nice job.
Yeah, they have decent size in there, but a couple times Wilson's been able to break some tackles as Gordon was on the first possession. Stevens for his second attempt of the night. Down, this one is no good. Low and wide right. 3:02 remaining, first period. Seminoles 13, Frontier nothing. A couple other things here Chuck want to mention before we forget and run out of time. On Saturday night, the Woodsfield 5th and 6th grade team will be playing in the league championship game. They will be playing at 8 o'clock Saturday night at Sistersville. Their opponent is Bellsville. The 5th and 6th grade team losing just one time this year, and wish them luck on Saturday night as they play for a league championship. And also tomorrow night, or Saturday night, Monroe Central volleyball team will be playing in a sectional co-final at Meadowbrook High School starting at 7 o'clock. They will be opposed by Martin Sperry. Martin Sperry has lost just one time this year, so a couple things there for you to get out on this Saturday evening and do to support some of the youth of our area. And I mentioned earlier there also the fact that you'll see a lot of Aaron Brown here for the remainder of the season. Was informed today by Chris Yoho that the plans are now that he will undergo knee surgery on Monday, and that will take him out from probably 4 to 6 months, and you really hate to hear that.
Yeah, you really hate to hear that.
And that will cost him probably some time in baseball season also. Kick is deep down to about the 3-yard line. Some running room, no more running room. Travis Jones comes down and laid the leather on and made a nice tackle at the 23-24-yard line.
I'll tell you, Jeff, that young man, Smith, just done something that you dearly hate to see. He stopped running when he seen the man coming. That is a good way to get hurt.
And when you stop, that hurts even more on that. But Travis Jones doing a nice job getting down. Thursday night, Travis was a guest on with Lance and Coach Circosta and talked about special teams play and how he really looks forward to going down these kickoffs and making those plays. There's a senior, and that's his chance to shine. Again, tight formation, sweep to Amos. And nowhere to go. Wilson penetrates and makes the play from his linebacker spot for a CBL, or caught behind the line. And that's going to be a loss of a yard back to about the 23-yard line. Going to go back to Chris there for a minute. He told me today that they expect the recovery time to be anywhere from 4 to 6 months, which puts him into the spring. And the fact that he's a baseball player, that hopefully it'll be closer to 4 months than 6 months.
Yes, and what's even more is he's a catcher, so that puts more strain on that knee.
Exactly. That's a handoff to one of the up backs, number 40, Reed. Looked like Miller coming down from the defensive end spot and making that hit at the 26-yard line. Pickup of a couple. Third and 9. Passing situation probably. They're still in that stacked eye with 3 backs behind Mossberg. Ishii tight against the receiver wide right. Mossberg on the option. No option there. Excellent job by Dan Miller to make that play at the line of scrimmage, possibly even, that's a loss of a half a yard.
Miller done a real nice job on that, Jeff.
Mossberg needs to read that defensive end and make that pitch, but I don't think he had much chance to do any reading there, as Dan Miller did a nice job. And they may have been optioning the outside man on that also. But Mossberg again, the punt. Ishii and Conrad see if they kick it out of bounds again. Now this one's to the middle of the field. Conrad at the bobbling the ball, now picks it up at the 45, 50. Running room down the sideline, pulled down from behind by Thomas, number 20. But a nice return by Conrad. He's going to get about 18 yards on the return. Seminoles for the third time tonight will start. This time, great field position at the Frontier 37 with 51 seconds remaining in period number 1.
I was just checking to see if Conrad's all right there, Jeff. He went down a little awkward on that.
When that guy grabs you from behind and pulls you by the shoulder pads, that's an awkward feeling going down, I'm sure. But he seems to be okay standing down the sideline. Wilson in motion. Straight dive to Brown. Aaron Brown, first down. Aaron Brown with his first carry of the night down to the 21-yard line. 16 yards. There's a chance for Aaron Brown to maybe get a couple of carries tonight. And there. Also, we see Robbie Demmerling now going into the offensive huddle, replacing T.J. Stevens. Again, maybe an opportunity here for Coach to get some guys out there. You know, he's talking a little bit to T.J. on the side. So this is Wilson. Not much going. For the first time tonight, Chris Wilson will be stopped and may even lose a yard.
You may see Coach work a few guys in there tonight with his first unit, Jeff, instead of whole platoons in. Some of his first subs, try to get them experience going into these playoffs, because the further you go, the tougher it gets, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. We've reached the end of period number 1. All Monroe Central, Seminoles 13, Frontier Cougars nothing. We'll be right back.
A good football team works together, helping each other to do their best. A good insurance company works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your family. F.W. Shoemaker Insurance Agency represents several companies, so you benefit from personally designed coverage. Talk to one of their agents today about life insurance and annuities. As they continue to look out for your future, F.W. Shoemaker will celebrate 100 years of service in 2003. The Seminoles and F.W. Shoemaker Insurance, 2 winning traditions. Elaine Ann's Cleaning Service provides full service from business to residential. We not only clean your carpets, but we also clean your upholstery. We offer pet odor removal, spot removal, and stain-resistant carpet protection. If you want the job done right the first time, promptly, and at reasonable prices, call Elaine Ann's Cleaning Service at 934-2240. We clean your carpet, not your wallet.
Period number 2 underway. Seminoles driving for the third time tonight, already leading 13-0. Ball now at the 22-yard line. Going down to our right now, a little more difficult to see. Second down and 11 from the 22-yard line. George in the shotgun. Looking downfield. Now is going to run up the middle of the field. Throws incomplete. Looked like he had some room to run, and they're going to call him, I think, for being across the line of scrimmage. Robinson was the intended receiver. And much as we saw last week there, not too far past the line of scrimmage, but past the line of scrimmage nonetheless.
While they're marking this off, Jeff, I might go back and touch on something you brought up about the 5th and 6th grade team in the playoffs, been beat once. I'd like to bring up, our JV team's only been beaten once. Our junior high team's not been beaten, and our high school team's not been beaten. So it just shows you a little bit of the character of kids you have in this system coming up through.
That penalty also is a loss of down. So the down counts. Five yards back to the 30, well, they put it about the 31-yard line. Or you can make that the 26-yard line. Third down and about 16. George will go up under center. Drop straight back. Some pressure. Here's a screen. Gordon in the middle of the field. Cuts back now to the outside. He'll be hit. That's the reason he had some pressure, because of the screen. And they're going to it's going to be short of the first down. They'll put the ball down. We got a guy down. Gabe Gordon, after taking a big hit there inside the 15-yard line. And I know Gabe has had a little bit of a sore shoulder. And hopefully it's nothing more than just a little bang there.
And that's going to give another young man that's quite capable, I think, a little bit of playing time. It'll be Ferguson who replaces Gordon. So we'll see what he can do. Maybe it'll be a stinger.
Gordon up, jogging to the side, as you can see. And again, the shoulder, I think, may be the problem. Ball now about the 12-yard line. That was a 14-yard pickup for Gordon on that screen pass. Fourth down and 2. Ryan Ferguson, number 25, now at that fullback spot. Wilson, dive. Very close. But I don't think he has it on fourth down. And it looks like no gain, or very little gain. The Cougars will now take over.
A big lift for the Cougars, Jeff.
I hesitated there for a second, Chuck. I lost track of the downs and didn't realize that was a fourth down play. But the Cougars now stopping the Seminoles for the first time tonight. 11-11 remaining in period number 2. 13-0 Monroe Central. And, now the ball then should be at about the 12-yard line. Mossberg will give to Amos to the outside. He'll get some room across the 15 before Ishii and Sam Miller, I believe, are on the tackle. But they'll put him down at about the 17, pickup of about 5 yards.
See, we got Derek Zwick in there replacing Gordon on defense, Jeff.
Okay, so there's two young men and an opportunity to see some time here, and we'll try to check right down below us here a little bit as Gordon is attended to, and hopefully this is not anything serious. Second down, 5. Shooting through there is the fullback, 40 Reed. He's going to be past the 22 to about the 23-yard line and a first down. A lot of excitement on the far side on that first down call there. They're second of the night. But, some credit to the Frontier offense. So, Chuck, not very good field position. They're able, in 2 plays, to give themselves a little bit of room now at the 23-yard line. Seminole fans making some noise. Not much that time. Dan Miller along with Sam and Schauber.
And I'll tell you, Jeff, Frontier's still a relatively young team.
So they have some people that are definitely underclass. Reed is a sophomore. Number 40 has had several carries. Number 4, Amos, also a sophomore. Their quarterback, a sophomore. And only 3 seniors on their team, so they do have a lot of underclass people. 2nd and 7. They'll give to Amos. He'll run into Wilson in the backfield at the 25-yard line. See Schauber also last man up. A loss of a yard. I think maybe Coach Sherman getting a little more aggressive now, with these linebackers and gambling a little bit. 3rd down and about 8. Ball at the 25-yard line. Zwick will now match up against the receiver Smith to the left. Whistle will stop this play. That's probably an offensive penalty. And it is a illegal procedure or a false start on Frontier, which will make it 3rd and 13. Ball now at the 20-yard line. Seminoles will go to a 4-man front here, dropping Tyler Shoemaker back to a linebacker position. 2 receivers, Lutz and Smith to the left for Frontier. Mossberg on a deep shotgun. Pressure. Mossberg under pressure. He's going down. Schauber and Spielman. I think Shoemaker was there first. I think everybody was there, Chuck. T.J. Stevens also back there in that area. Put him down at about the 11-yard line.
I think Mossberg had the idea that he could spring that outside and make something out of it, but Mr. Spielman was staying right there.
Some good pressure, though. Good Shoemaker on the inside blitz from the inside linebacker spot in that formation. And then good pressure by the others there, Spielman and Schauber. And we're going to get a penalty, and something we've seen quite a bit this year. But Frontier, I believe, just broke the huddle with 12 men. And that is an illegal substitution penalty. We've seen that quite a bit this year, and that's going to back the Cougars up 5 more yards. They'll now be at the 5-yard line, so that's sacked. And the penalties have cost Frontier some field position. It looked like they were moving. They did get out of past the 25-yard line, or at about the 25-yard line. And now on 4th down and long, Mossberg is standing in the middle of his end zone. And he'll try to go to the sideline, and this will not be a very good kick, and he'll hit and bounce out of bounds in the neighborhood of the 30-yard line. So a good defensive stand by the Seminoles, as after turning it over on downs, Monroe Central gets the ball back in great field position now at their Frontier 30. 1st and 10. Gabe Gordon has returned to the offensive set now for the Seminoles.
What do you think, Jeff? Will we air one out here?
I would not be surprised. They'll give it to Gordon on a little counter action. A good block by Stevens. Inside the 25 to about the 21. 9-yard pickup by Gabe Gordon.
I guess he wanted to test that shoulder right off the bat.
A real nice block by one of the pulling linemen there was T.J. Stevens, number 51. You might have had a good look at that as he almost took a Frontier player off the ground with a pretty nice hit. These linemen take a lot of pride in, as a pulling lineman, to be out there and to be able to put a good block on an outside defender. 2nd down and a yard. Fake to Ishii, looking to the end zone. Will go short. That's Wilson. He'll be inside the 5. Another completion and another first down. They'll put the ball down at about the 5-yard line. 16-yard pickup to Wilson.
Other than that first pass sailing high, I believe George's passes have been right on the money for tonight.
4 in a row since that opening incompletion, when you don't count the incompletion on the penalty. First and goal now just inside the 5. Wilson cutting back. No signal. They'll put him down just a little short. Just short. Second down goal. We're now at 6 minutes remaining before halftime. George, after getting the play at the sideline, back to the huddle now. Second down and less than a yard. Joris, touchdown. Michael Joris, a 1-yard sneak. 5:40 left before halftime. Seminoles will go for 2. After missing the previous point, a lot of times on that next one you try to get that point back. Trips receivers to the right, Robinson, Conrad, and Ishii. George shotgun, looks that way, throws to Ishii, who's not able to make the catch coming out of the backfield. Incomplete. 5:40 remaining before halftime. The Seminoles have scored on 3 or 4 possessions and lead this game 19-0. We've had enough opportunities there, Chuck, being able to make all the announcements that I wanted to make. Talked about future games. Maybe we use all of our material left too soon.
Not hard to do.
Well, and we talk about that playoffs. A lot of games now, a lot of scrambling to still be done as people think right now, who are you going to play? The ratings this week, you see Shenandoah 4th, but Shenandoah plays a couple of teams that have no wins. They will drop even with wins. It's very possible, if they are even able to stay in the top 8, that that could be a potential opponent. Seminoles, if they are able to finish the season as they hope to, will probably be first or second. Amanda Clear Creek also is in that mix. They have a game on this Friday night tonight against a team at 7-1. So if they win that, that's going to be very close there. Barnesville is still 3rd, but again, they play a couple of teams with only 2 wins. Still some thought that the River Pilots, have a chance. They'll need to win twice and get some help, but they also have an opportunity. Kick to about the 5-yard line. Smith. That is Aaron Brown. Makes a shoestring tackle before the man gets to the 20-yard line. Again, not real good coverage on the first kickoff, but some excellent coverage both times since. And that time Aaron Brown down and making a nice tackle, which will cause Frontier to put the ball in play at about their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, Jeff, when you go back to the playoff situation, it's all speculation at this point with 2 games to go in the season. But when you've been around it for so long, you get a little bit of an idea about what can happen, what you think's going to happen.
And by Saturday afternoon, we can look at some things and have a little bit more of an idea. But you can only control one thing, and that's yourself. Mossberg, what a hit. It's going to be incomplete. Adam Conrad come up and put a hit on the receiver, Heath Greenwood. Greenwood, another sophomore, and a nice hit by Adam Conrad to knock that ball away for an incomplete pass. And we made this point several times. A lot of sophomores on the field for Frontier. So over the next couple of years, there's a chance for them to be a much improved team. The Cougars still have not completed a pass. They are 0 for 3. Smith out wide. He'll be against Conrad. They'll give it to the fullback. He'll get some room over the right side. That is Reed. Wilson and maybe Gordon on the play. Pick up now to the 25-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6 yards.
And that's an outstanding effort with 8 or 9 men in the box, Jeff, against a veteran defense like they're up against.
And they've got some yardage now by that fullback. It's some nice gains every time he has touched the ball. So, a little bit of a concern there on that left side of our defense. They'll go to the tailback, Amos. He's going to be I can't see, Chuck. He's going to be a little short. He's going to be about a yard and a half short.
Jeff, they've seen something on that left side of our defense, a matchup over there somewhere that they like, because they're sure working on that side.
But still, only a couple of decent gains there. So, I'm not sure if that's a reason yet to be overly concerned, but I believe you're right. Maybe they like the matchup of their offensive linemen. They feel that's their strength. Mossberg, once again, to punt. He's done quite a bit of that. Again, ball doesn't turn over for him. Conrad at about midfield and has nowhere to go. Still trying to stay on his feet, and finally the whistles will blow. And you'd like to see him stop that play there. But at the about the 48-yard line in Monroe Central territory. And I believe here, Chuck, also we've played nearly a half now, 3:48 remaining. I don't believe Frontier has been close to midfield yet on their offense.
No, I believe you're right.
Their chance here for maybe Monroe Central, as I said, has scored 3 or 4 possessions, 3:48, a couple of timeouts remaining to try to get another one on the board here before halftime. Just not a lot of pep here around the people, Chuck. Just kind of, not a lot of excitement. Gordon trying to get to the outside will get a couple of yards and be swarmed.
Excellent pursuit.
Number 60 come up and laid on a nice hit there is David Smith. Pickup of about a yard. This is the case, Chuck, it's really hard to be upset with the way things have went in the first half, but yet there's not really a lot of excitement there. It's just almost like almost like a practice session.
Yeah, you're right.
And a whistle. This play will be stopped. And Monroe Central will be penalized 5 yards. I believe their second penalty of the night. Didn't see for sure what was there. But some movement on the line. Derek Zwick will now go in along with Conrad and Ishii. This is a formation substitution as Wilson, Brown, and Dan Miller come out. Now Wilson stays and Sam Miller comes out. Just hope there's 11 there, Chuck.
I'm sure there will be, and I like these package deals that he's put together, running in 3, 4 different kids at a time in different situations.
Shotgun with slot left, slot right. Out for Ishii. He'll make the catch. The pickup is very short. He'll get the 5 yards back of the penalty, plus a yard. But again, a completion. 5 completions, Chuck, 5 different receivers. 3rd and 9. That's a good grab there by Ishii. The ball was delivered just a little bit high, and real good job, and really, Josh kind of paid for that one as he had to reach up for it and took a pretty good hit. Conrad, flank right. George looking that way. Now tries to run and will be pulled down and sacked. Jeremy Wolf, one of the seniors on the Frontier team, making that play. About a 4-yard loss. And I think that will be our first punt of the evening upcoming by Jorce. Kicks away. Deep man will take it about his own 20. He'll be swarmed under. Still stays to his feet. Nice effort there by Greenwood, but be dropped there. Sean 80, I believe, on the coverage. Schauber also. Ball at the 27-yard line with 1:11 remaining before halftime.
I'm not real sure Coach is going to be real pleased with his offensive line play in this first half. He's trying to work on his passing game, and the pass blocking's just not clicking real well right now.
A couple nice possessions early, but then things have kind of bogged down. Now Cougars come to the left side. That is the fullback Reed again, across the 30 to about the 32. About 4 yards. Less than a minute. Frontier appears to be in no big hurry now from this position on the field, and they may just be willing to take it in at halftime, trailing by 19. But they will send two receivers to the left. Conrad and Gordon match up on the coverage. Give it to one of the up-backs. And again, that may be that first fullback there, and the ball is loose.
Have it.
That's a recovery. Looks like Aaron Brown. And the Seminoles now may change their thinking just a little bit now with the ball at the 37-yard line. It looked like a nice gain initially by whoever the ball carrier was. But Seminoles now 22.4 seconds. Robinson, Conrad, Ishii will be receivers to the right. Joris in the shotgun. 2 timeouts. Looking downfield. Robinson, complete to the 25-yard line. Clock stops, first down, 12-yard pickup. 14 seconds, Seminoles use a timeout. "14 seconds and a timeout. You can get 2 or 3 plays in. Ball at the 25.
I like the effort to try to go for the yardage, but there's a play he needs to go to the sideline and get that out of bounds.
That way you save that timeout, maybe get another play in later.
That's a little inexperience, but a good effort.
Second grab by Kenny Robinson in this game. 6 of 7 now for Joris and 6 completions in a row. Over 80 yards passing by Michael Joris. A late flag comes, or I guess an early flag. Unsportsmanlike. And somebody will not be happy with that sequence of events. But now, first down, but the ball back to the 40-yard line. .14 seconds now remaining. First down and 25. George again in the shotgun with 2 people in blocking position. Picking up the blitz, throwing deep downfield. Robinson goes up, and did he make that catch? Yes, he did. We'll get a timeout with 6 seconds left. Robinson with a fine catch. Boy, nice to be 6'4". Ball down at about the 3-yard line. Kenny Robinson's 3rd catch of the game. Good for about 37 yards down to the 3-yard line. Seminoles use their final timeout with 6.1 seconds left. First and goal. If you run it here, Chuck, you better get in. You may throw it once and then hope to have another second to run one. And fortunately, that penalty did not cost.
Do we have a timeout left?
I believe not. I believe we used one early on that first possession, and then just has used 2 here. And if I understood there, we're pretty close to the sideline here and could hear some things as the official came over to coach. And the penalty for 15 yards is somebody, they said, used some bad language. And coach's comment, initially wanted to know who, did he use bad language directed toward the official? Not that that's acceptable behavior, but I think you would like a little more information. But right now, first things first, with 6 seconds left, an opportunity here to try to get in the end zone. Running formation, I would say this will be a run. Look for Wilson, sweep right.
I'd say you're going to see a lead by Gordon.
I'm going to look to the left here. Brown in motion, Wilson now back, and there's that sweep right. Chris Wilson gets at the end zone. 1.2 seconds. Well, Chuck, there's one that you didn't know if you were going to get. And we were able to. So nice job there by Wilson. We'll give him a 3-yard run with 1.2 seconds remaining. Seminoles will go for 2. Shotgun, 3 receivers left.
Doors looks that way. In the corner.
Quick out, knocked away, incomplete. Going for Ishii. Good defensive play.
Good effort. Good defensive effort there.
But with 1.2 seconds remaining before halftime, Seminoles 25, Frontier nothing. There's one real negative to look at here, Chuck, the fact that we used 1 extra point and 3 failed attempts afterwards. So that's, you always look for something that you need to work on next week, so that will be the case there.
Yes, and we talked about that last week, Andy and I. We missed some extra points. Then they'll always come back to haunt you.
Now with 1.2 seconds left, look for this kick by Joris to be something on the ground or line drive to hit down there and try to take away from the return possibilities of Frontier. But a nice job there, a couple nice throws by Joris and good catches there by Robinson. And good blocking along the offensive line. A really nice call there. You put a man in motion to the left and run back to the right to kind of draw that defense away. And a good job as Wilson gets into the end zone for the 3rd time in this game. Joris's kick is a line drive bouncing kick. One of the up men will take it. Number 20, Thomas. He'll be swarmed under. And that will be halftime. Robbie Dimmerling along with Sean Joris on the tackle. It's halftime. Seminoles 25, Frontier Cougars nothing. We'll be right back with your halftime show. And remember, halftime performance brought to you by McDonald's of Woodsfield. We'll be right back.
At Respects Food Mart, we're proud of all we do. From our humble beginnings in 1926, we've grown to 6 stores throughout the Ohio Valley. We strive to combine that small-town friendliness with the buying power of the chain store to give you, our friends and customers. And we take pride in our community, its people, and their accomplishments. We're happy to support all of our county schools. We're proud of all we do at Respects. And Seminoles, we're proud of you.
What do you want out of life? Life is what you make it. Grab hold and you can take it. And you need someone who cares financially. Your Med Credit Union. What do you want out of life?
Dr. Jeffrey Snyder continues to meet your medical needs by offering full lab services and ultrasound. You no longer have to travel 50 miles for these services. His office is also the only practice in Monroe County to offer Saturday hours till noon, plus extended evening hours Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday till 6:30. Dr. Snyder and nurse practitioner Carol Shoemaker are still accepting new patients. Appointments are encouraged, but walk-ins are welcome at Dr. Snyder's office. Let Swiss Lands Realty in Woodsfield help you find what you're looking for in farms, homes, or land. Call Kathy or Sam to see this ranch house on a beautiful 2-acre lot near Louisville. If building a home is in your future, ask about their many land-only properties. Just south of Woodsfield, see this 2-story home featuring new siding, windows, and roof. This 28-acre property also has a pond and 2 outbuildings. Click on www.swisslands.com for more listings. If you're buying or selling, call 472-0614. McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell strongly believe in supporting our kids, both in school and in extracurricular activities. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. They're happy to support our players, our cheerleaders, and our band. After the game, celebrate at McDonald's of Woodsfield, where we love to make you smile. McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell strongly believe in supporting our kids, both in school and in extracurricular activities. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. They're happy to support our players, our cheerleaders, and our band. After the game, celebrate at McDonald's of Woodsfield, where we love to make you smile. For your convenience and peace of mind, AmeriDrive by Stark offers teen driver education in 7 locations, including Woodsfield. 3 weeks of classroom study is held on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings. State licensed and certified by the Ohio Department of Public Safety, AmeriDrive has been teaching teens and adults to drive for 20 years. 8 hours of one-on-one behind-the-wheel instruction is scheduled at your convenience. Call AmeriDrive by Stark at 1-800-YOU-DRIVE-2. Monroe County Birth to 3 is fun and free to pregnant women and families with children from birth to 3. We provide group activities where children learn to play together. Birth to 3 reaches out with a variety of services and information specific to each family's needs. Home visits emphasize child development, parent-child interaction, a developmental screening, and a newborn home visit conducted by a registered nurse. Call Monroe County Birth to 3 services at 472-0852. It's never too early to have a healthier, happier family. The Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, home-owned and independently operated since 1933. Your community bank. Our officers, directors, and staff are dedicated to customer and community service. We reinvest your deposit dollars locally. So remember, banking with us is not only good for you, but it's good for your community. Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
You can tell your friends that you're not buying until you've checked Stone Ford. And here's why.
Professional salespeople, service after the sale, a state-of-the-art collision repair center.
A huge selection of new cars and trucks.
High trade-ins, quality pre-owned vehicles priced to fit your budget. That's why we say,
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Stone Ford Lincoln Mercury, Morristown, Ohio. Take exit 208 off I-70, a Blue Oval certified dealer.
Woodsfield Marathon sells pure gasoline, diesel fuel, and kerosene, and they're pure Seminole fans. Join these marathon fans in their dining room for breakfast, lunch, supper, or snacks. Friday nights enjoy their new rotisserie chicken and ribs, plus steak and fish. The Hoffs invite you to follow the Seminoles throughout the football season. And follow the Noles to the marathon, because they know
This has the best food in town.
Seminoles will kick off to start the 3rd period after leading 25-0 at halftime. First half saw Monroe Central gain in the neighborhood of 240 yards of offense. Frontier only around 40 yards. Michael George over 100 yards passing in the first half, with Kenny Robinson 3 catches, including a big catch right before the half to set up the final touchdown. Chris Wilson with 3 touchdowns, Michael George with 1. And that, with the extra point after 1, that adds up to 25-0. So now George will kick off. Cougars will go from right to left in the 3rd period. Line drive kick. This is a dandy. That is well into the end zone. Michael Joris, once again, a touchback. Seminoles will start at their own 20-yard line.
Excellent kick.
And that ball doesn't have to be real high when you hit it that solid, that line drive to get you back there. And, of course, in high school football, as we've mentioned many times before, once the ball crosses the plane on the kickoff, it is dead immediately. You cannot run it out. and it's a big weapon for your defense. So now Seminoles on a 25-0 lead, and you know that a shutout is something that this defense wants to finish off here in the final 24 minutes of the game. They'll give the ball to the fullback, and that time, Chuck, not much going off that right side. T.J. Stevens, and I can imagine that Schauber and Shoemaker are also in the middle of that. No gain.
I'm sure he's told him at halftime, Jeff, that he'd give him one good quarter here so he can get some kids in and play the fourth.
And it'd be nice to be able to get the younger kids in, because my understanding is that there will be no JV game played on Monday night, so this will be the last opportunity for the younger kids maybe to play here. And Frontier will be forced to spend a very early timeout with 11:19 remaining in the third quarter. Defense meeting there with Coach Sherman, also Coach Shoemaker and Coach Singleton and Coach Sacosta also there. Second down and 10 when we resume. Frontier comes out right to the line and ready. Head official tonight out of the OVAC is Al Kloss, and he signals the ball ready for play. Second and 10. High snap in the shotgun. Mossberg wants to throw. It's caught by Smith. Tackled by Wilson and Gordon. First completion of the night.
Just got over Brown's fingertips. Just over Brown's fingertips.
12-yard pickup. But as I say, the first completion and I believe the third first down of the game for the Cougars. You might want to make sure you get a Times leader on Saturday morning, as I saw Times leader writer Seth Stasky and photographer Joel Joseph in attendance tonight. So I'd say the Times leader will have a nice write-up on this game, as they usually do.
Yeah, Times leader gives us real good coverage. The other paper, it's not too well.
Couple yards out to the 34-yard line. Second down and 8. At front line, Dan Miller, Stevens, Shoemaker, Schauber, and Spielman. Linebackers are Sam Miller, Wilson, Conrad, Gordon, Ishii, and Brown in the secondary. Mossberg to throw. Quick out, incomplete. Off the hands of his intended receiver, Amos. Ball was zipped in there. That's a dangerous throw, but if it's not right there, there's a chance for the defensive back, in this case Ishii, to possibly make a break on it.
I think someone was thinking about running before he caught it there.
That's a very good point. 3rd and 9. Would expect a pass with two receivers wide right, Lutz and Smith. Mossberg in the shotgun. He looks to the right. Under pressure, Schauber had it hit, and now is a whole bunch of white jerseys back near the 20-yard line. It'll be another sack. They'll put him down at the 22-yard line, 23-yard line. $11-yard loss. 4th down and 20. Mossberg once again punt formation with some pressure. Gets away a very high, short kick. Ball is fumbled and recovered. An attempt made there for the fair catch, and there was a lot of traffic in there. Now in college ball, I think that would have been a penalty for not giving the guy enough room to make the catch, but in high school that does not exist. And fortunately, the Seminoles able to fall back on the ball, and they'll get good field position now at the 43-yard line in Frontier territory. We're just about 2.5 minutes into period number 3. Gordon, not much, maybe a yard or 2. Again, in formation here with Ishii, Conrad, and Zwick entering. Probably a 3 wide. Miller, and Brown coming out. We'll say this, Chuck, for the Seminoles this year. You talk about multiple offensive formations. They definitely have multiple offensive formations.
Yes, and it's not very often you see a school this size that can run in 3-4 players at a time in a package deal.
Joris under some pressure, and he'll go down. He'll get back near the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, I think they'll put him down right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down now and about 8.
You know, in fact, most schools are trying to find a kid they can run a play in with.
George out for Conrad, but he'll be hit immediately. A pickup of about 5 yards. Mossberg on the hit. And now, Chuck, I have Michael George with 8 consecutive completions. Because one incompletion there was a penalty, and you don't count in the stats an incompletion on an extra point attempt. 8 of 9 for Michael George, and over 100 yards. But George now on 4th down will have to punt. Snaps a little high. George does a good job and gets it down toward the corner. It's going to hit, cover, but it will bounce into the end zone. Excellent effort down there by Schauber to try to knock the ball back, but just not able to do so. So for the second time in the second half, Frontier will start on their own 20-yard line. 25-0 Monroe Central. Who is that cameraman down there on the sideline that we just lost the picture of? We may have to go back to that, Joe. Mossberg keeps, pitches. Amos gets outside, picks up about 8 yards.
A nice tackle by Ishii there.
We understand that tomorrow is somebody's birthday, Chuck. The word is he'll be 55, which makes him legal in a trailer park down in Florida. Now, there's a little more to that story that we really don't have time to get into.
I'm not going to say much because that's the boss.
Reed will be across the 30 and get another Frontier first down. Happy birthday, Dale. A lot of people here.
One of the bosses.
They made me say that, Dale.
Yeah, beg off now.
I already made an enemy of Andy tonight. I can't make any more enemies. Amos, not much. And the ball's loose. John Michael Spielman has the ball, and the second turnover of the night for Frontier. It just looked like John Michael Spielman just naturally stripped the ball away from the runner. So it's a 30-yard line. Seminoles, second possession. George looks deep. That's Robinson inside the 20, the 15-yard line.
Excellent throwing ball.
Well, from our vantage point, that ball had to be right on the money because it did not look like that he was open. But Michael George, with a strong arm, delivers that ball in there, and I believe Kenny Robinson was the receiver. And by my count, that would be 4 receptions for Kenny Robinson in the game. Well, just when people are starting to think, Chuck, you know, in the passing game, watch Conrad, watch Ishii. Now here's another man steps up. And Monroe Central, with some personnel problems, I think, will spend a timeout. 5:59 remaining in the third quarter.
I think the coaches was even a little confused on that package deal they wanted to send in. I was watching down here. They didn't know exactly who was supposed to be in there.
Well, sometimes I know you get with the different personnel, and sometimes you don't know exactly the yard line. Now, even though coaches are, you know, a good vantage point, and I believe since they didn't join us here tonight, Coach Briggs and Coach Matt Singleton are over on the hillside behind the Frontier bleachers. As a matter of fact, I believe I can see Coach Briggs over there now. Coach Matt has ventured down to the sidelines in anticipation of working with the JV group here in the fourth quarter. So now Seminoles, after spending that timeout, some personnel changes. They'll have Robinson wide to the left, wishbone. Ball fake. George all day. Throws high, incomplete into double coverage. Tried to hit Dan Miller.
Yeah.
And looked like Kenny Robinson was breaking open from the left.
On a post pattern there, yes, he was.
2nd and 10. And we may not have had a real good shot at the end of that play because we're in a little bit of a cramped quarters here on our scaffolding. And we may have, that picture you may have seen instead of the incomplete pass was somebody's back. Sweep. Wilson. Here's some pads cracking, but the gain is going to be very, very short, maybe only about 3 yards by Wilson. Put him down to about the 12.
Little Brown had an excellent block there.
And that's good to see, Chuck, because early in the year, that was something that we were afraid that we would really miss Chris Yoho, who was an excellent blocker on the sweeps. So it's good to see Aaron Brown going out there and also making some nice plays. Third and 7. George across the middle for Ishii. They say incomplete. 3 officials run in saying incomplete.
Good call.
And I believe it was incomplete. Ball was delivered just a little bit low. 4th down and 7 now from the 12. Well, unless we want to work on our field goal game, I think the Seminoles will go for it on 4th down. Robinson in. Wilson out. Ishii and Conrad also in. 3 receivers to the left. 4th down.
Looks like a flood.
George looking left. Across the middle.
Oh.
Incomplete. Ball was a little bit low, but catchable. Adam Conrad not able to make the play. Twice tonight the Seminoles have been down close and turned it over on down.
And again, Kenny was coming behind Conrad, not a soul around him. A little dump pass was there.
4 minutes, 54 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We're at the same spot we were at halftime, 25-0. Seminoles. Monroe Central with 2 possessions and a punt and a turnover on downs. They'll give it right back to Amos, who fumbled or had the ball taken away from him on his last carry. He'll get out to about the 15-yard line, get a couple of yards. But the Cougars, not really doing a lot here, Chuck. Down 25-0. It's just, they're staying very conservative. It's just like they're trying to keep the score from getting too ridiculous. But again, they've got a game they need to think about next week against St. Mary's. Will give them a chance to be 5-5. Fullback number 40 again is Reed. He'll get a couple of yards, maybe 3, to about the 17, 18-yard line. But the Seminoles, left defensive side, they're maybe doing a little better job here in the second half. That's Dan Miller is the defensive end over there, along with Stevens, the tackle. Of course, your linebacker on that side is Sam Miller. Shoemaker at the middle guard. Third down and about 5. Mossberg keeps, hurdles some people on the ground, still on his feet. He'll be near the 30.
Excellent effort.
That'll be a pickup of about 13 yards. Cheers go up on the Cougar sideline. They've not had a lot to cheer about tonight, but a nice effort there by quarterback Mossberg, who jumped some people on the ground and then broke a couple of tackles. He's a big young man for just a sophomore, 6'1", 200. So maybe a little surprising they haven't run him more. Again, stacked eye. First down. There's a fake. Mossberg breaks a tackle, but he'll still be on his feet. And he probably should have went down earlier, Chuck.
What effort. What effort out of that young man.
Effort by Mossberg, but then what about the effort by the Seminoles? They're going to sack him. The line of scrimmage was a 30. He's going to be back about the 8-yard line. That's a 22-yard loss.
I believe about 4 different young men had a hold of him, Jeff, and couldn't get him down.
But I believe the quarterback may have been a little better advised to go down, but you're trained to stay on your feet. And excellent effort. And it looked like he might get away. Second down and long. Fullback. Again, Reed. He's up to about the 13 or 14-yard line.
I know they don't like those kind of results yet, but I don't think you'll ever find a coach that could fault a kid for trying to make something happen.
Excellent. Excellent point. Third down and long. The Cougars need to get out to the 40-yard line. Line of scrimmage appears to be just shy of the 15. So about 25, 26 yards needed for a first down. On third down. Mossberg with a fake, and right in the middle of that pile, I see Schauber, I believe, Dan Miller possibly, as they get out a couple of yards. But a punting situation for Frontier. Mossberg has had to punt several times tonight, snaps a little low. A lot of pressure from the outside. Conrad at the 42. Gets outside.
This could go. This could go.
Out of bounds, and I'll be honest, Chuck, I can't believe the officials did not see the holding penalty down there, because I saw a Frontier jersey being stretched from the shoulder pads, but no call made. So you take it.
I missed that.
24-yard line. Nice return by Conrad. Again, offensive personnel the same, trying to get into the end zone here. 52 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Ball at the 24. Wilson straight ahead, breaks a tackle, down near the 5-yard line, first down. Nice gain on first down by Wilson, near 20 yards. Ball on the 5, call it 19 yards. Wilson now about 70 yards rushing for the game. Ball at the 5. Gordon, right side, still on his feet, working hard down near the 2. You start looking at the numbers a little bit, even though I really doubt he's going to have much of an opportunity. Chris Wilson going into this game needing somewhere in the neighborhood of 140 yards to get to 1,000. He's about half of that now. But probably not a whole lot of opportunities if the Seminoles are able to score on this possession. We've reached the end of the third quarter. The score the same as it was at halftime. Monroe Central 25, Frontier nothing.
The weather will soon be turning cooler, but you still have time to take advantage of True Value's Weather All House Paint, now on sale at Woodsfield True Value. You'll find everything you need to finish those nice weather projects on sale now, including easy care paints and accessories. And remember, you have over 1,000 colors to choose from. Lots of other fall specials for indoors and outdoors are waiting for you now at Woodsfield True Value Home Center, where health is just around the corner. Since 1887, folks have trusted Woodsfield Savings Bank with their financial needs. So when you need someone to lead you with your financial decisions, come to the friendly folks at Woodsfield Savings Bank, where customers count. Because of your busy schedule, we offer a drive-through and night deposit box, as well as convenient parking, direct deposit, and automatic payments. The folks at Woodsfield Savings Bank truly believe that making an investment in our kids brings the biggest return to our community.
Go Noles!
Starting period number 4, Seminoles now second and goal from the 2. They'll line up with double tight end and the power eye. Gordon. No signal. Inches short. Third down and less than a yard. Aaron Brown now checks out in favor of Josh Ishii. Heard the coaches call for Ishii to be ready after that play, which might lead me to think quick toss left with Ishii carrying the ball. No, Joris on the sneak. Touchdown. Michael Joris with his second 1-yard touchdown of the night. That makes it 31-0 Seminoles. And they will now, at this score, go back and try to kick. Tyler Shoemaker will snap. Adam Conrad holds. TJ Stevens made his first one, missed his second one. Seminoles have went for 2 both times after that and failed. Good snap. Good kick. 11:19 remaining in the game. Monroe Central 32, Frontier nothing. That may, Chuck, get the younger kids up and an opportunity to get in the game the next time the Seminoles get the football. Activity on the sidelines. It's the cheerleaders and others. Your comment, Chuck.
Oh, yeah, we got a young man in there helping them out. And he's into it. Oh, to be young again, Jeff.
Next Friday night, Monroe Central has been invited to send a group of fans down to be on the Channel 7 Sports Zone. I know Mr. Shoemaker has been working on that this week, on what students will be allowed to do that. And I believe they're going to arrange transportation with a bus so that our young people are not on the roads at that hour, which I think is a great idea. And the last count, Mrs. Burkhart had agreed to chaperone that bus, and I believe Mrs. Sherman. Now, Rick, I got myself into a lot of trouble there, I'm sure, because I'm not allowed to mention your wife's name. Knuckleball kick, Smith brought down by Sean Joris across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. I've been told Mrs. McIntyre is also going, so we have to give equal opportunity there also. But but it's nice to have 3 teachers that would agree to do that and be with the young people that are going up there. That will be next Friday night on the Sports Zone at 11 o'clock. Mossberg wants to keep, pitches late to Amos. Zwick makes the play on the far side. Short pickup. And Joe tells me also that the game next week at Bellsville is a Channel 7 game, and that will be replayed on Friday night at midnight. Some listings mention that as a Saturday night game, but that will now be a Friday night game at midnight. So get those VCRs running to see our young people and also to watch the Seminoles. And then don't forget to tune in next Saturday also, so you get to see the Seminoles twice. Fullback Reed breaks a tackle out near the 40. Zwick again on a tackle. They'll put the nose of the football shy of the 40 near the 39-yard line, 3rd and a yard. About an 8-yard pickup. Third and 1. Fullback again. I'm not sure, Chuck.
I don't believe.
There's a case, too. We've seen some success by Joris running the sneak for touchdowns from less than a yard. You have a 6'1", 200-pound quarterback. Why not run a sneak? They give him a very generous spot at the 40, but he's still short.
Well, there's one thing you have to realize with Joris doing it, too, is he's getting a little bit of line surge up front.
That's exactly. He tucks in there behind Spielman and his guards, Schauber and Stevens, and he's able to get into the end zone. 4th down and a yard. 9 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the game. Frontier still in the huddle. Not in a lot of hurry, trailing 32-0. They will go for it, and they'll give it to their fullback, Reed. This young man runs hard.
Yes, he does, and he has nice size. He just looks like a bowling ball out there.
15 carries for a little over 50 yards by Reed.
I believe he's a sophomore, Jeff.
And a good-sized young man also at 5'8" and 245. So it's easy to see why he runs through there and is able to knock some people out of the way. Another Frontier first down. They now have 6. Ball at the 43-yard line. They'll give it to that up-back Reed once again. He'll get a good 3, close to 4 yards. Started to make the point a little while ago, Chuck, that you can look for Monroe Central to keep their first defense on the field and get younger kids out there on offense possibly the next time they get the ball. Really not fair to the younger kids to go out there against their team's first defense. A lot of pride for the Seminoles as they would like to post another shutout.
Yeah, I believe they're only average.
Fullback once again. Miller down from his defensive end spot that made that hit. Pick up very short yardage. That's Dan Miller. Ball just across the 48.
I'm not real sure I like Miller being down there that quick making that. That's an awful quick read if he's down there that quick.
A ball fake and then hand off to somebody outside. Wait, good point. 3rd and 5. Here's that keep, Chuck. You may have been exactly right. Great tackle by Josh Ishii. Taking the legs out. Mossberg very slow to get up. pickup of a couple of yards. But I would say the Frontier coaches, Chuck, saw exactly what you just said and faked that to the fullback and run Mossberg out there. The officials stopped play, so Mossberg now will have to go to the sideline and will not be able to punt. And Frontier will use a timeout. The ball at the 50-yard line. 7:18 left in the game.
Jeff, I was talking to some people up here before the game, and their backup quarterback is out. He's injured. The guy that's going to come in for Mossberg now, they said they've probably only seen him take one snap in a reserve game.
And you picked up on that right there as far as Dan Miller going down really hard and making that play. And you can be sure that Dave Caldwell and future playoff opponents will also pick that up in the films, as will our coaching staff. And in all likelihood, he will make that adjustment prior to next week, if not already being made during this timeout. Coach Sherman, along with Coach Singleton, do some great work with that defense. And I think you want to make sure now, again, suspending the timeout, enable Mossberg to stay on the field to punt. I think the answer is no.
I'm not sure he can he? Wasn't the play stopped for him, or did they take a timeout?
They took a timeout, but play was stopped first, so no punt anyway, and we'll see a different quarterback there. Number 12, Jacob Walker, who's their tight end on offense, will now line up at quarterback and hand to Reed. He'll run into Dan Miller, Chris Wilson, and Sam Miller. Pick up no yards. Fourth down. Frontier will turn it over on downs. Tyler Shoemaker to the sideline there, seems to have a bit of an injury to his arm.
Yeah, he come out of there dancing, Jeff.
And maybe in on that hit also. That probably puts Robbie Demmerling in at that guard position. Demmerling just goes in about wherever as the first sub on the offensive line. George still in the game, gives to Ishii, I believe. Straight dive. No gain. Less than 7 minutes. Wilson to the outside, breaks some tackles. Running room. Foot race to the end zone.
He's going to make it.
No foot race. Chris Wilson, 51 yards. Wilson's fourth touchdown. Great individual effort there, and a good effort by the offensive line also. Now Wilson over 120 yards. Only about 20 or so yards short of that 1,000, but probably no more carries tonight. But not sure. Yeah, that may not be the case. T.J. Stevens, extra point. Snaps bad. Conrad's going to pick it up. Put Adam Conrad in the scorebook.
Because I give 40.
6:22 left in this ball game. Adam Conrad takes a bad snap and gets in for the 2-point conversion. Monroe Central now leading 40-0. No lot you can do there. That's not, you weren't planning on going for two, but Conrad just, doing a nice job athletically and turning a bad play into a good play with a good effort.
Thank you, Mr. Conrad.
Michael George once again kicked off at 6:22 left in the game. Maybe one more hit to the end zone. George's kick, a hard line drive over the head of everybody, and it is in fact in the end zone. Second time tonight, Michael George. Well, it just sounds good when he hits that solid.
I don't know where this come from because I was sure surprised this year when we started the season and he come out kicking, but man, he's done an outstanding job all year long.
Very few times this year has he not hit it good. I can think of maybe only a couple of occasions when the ball went off the side of the foot and went out of bounds, but there's been you're probably up to at least 10, if not more times where the ball has went to the end zone for touchbacks. If I was Michael George, I think I would say that should be a tomahawk on my helmet for every time I kick it in the end zone.
I would think so, yes.
So, Michael, if that's not the case, Chuck and I are on your side.
That's right.
Mossberg back in the game. Short gain. Curtis Merrick in on defensive line, making a stop along with Sam Miller and Schauber. Pickup of about a yard. Curtis Merrick is number 76, and they're now just a sophomore. He's playing the middle guard position as Tyler Shoemaker is still on the sideline having his shoulder worked on. Well, Chuck, that penalty is pretty easy. Everybody moved but one guy, and that's the center. It's got to be a funny feeling when you're the center and everybody else has moved and you're still standing over the ball. And the quarterback was still waiting for it, but it didn't happen.
And he can always say, "Don't blame me, fellas. You're not supposed to move till I snap it."
Second down, 14 now, the ball at the 16-yard line. We again see Derek Zwick in defensively. He's able to get quite a bit of time tonight. Mossberg on the keep. Still on his feet to the outside. He'll get probably 2 or 3 yards back near the 20-yard line. Five minutes now left in the game, 3rd and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. $40-0 Seminoles now. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Mossberg going deep. Amos, Ishii, incomplete. The nice coverage by Ishii. Ball thrown up in the air there with Amos. Also wanted to mention that as we speak on this Saturday, Seminole players on their way to Youngstown State. Hopefully the weather will hold for them. It doesn't sound real good, but an opportunity to see Monroe Central graduate John Shoemaker, who's a senior for the Youngstown State team. Mossberg will try to kick it away and will get the ball away. It's a short kick, out of bounds, over around the 35 to 40 yard line. Again, kicking away there as we now see JV offense will take the field for this last 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Another outstanding job by the Seminoles. Looks like yet another shutout, 9-0. And this almost certainly, Chuck, will clinch home field advantage for that first playoff game on November 2nd. And as we said earlier, that is a Saturday night. All playoff games this year are on Saturday, and they will start at 7 o'clock. Hogue gives to Stephen Habig. Ooh, not a bad gain for Stephen Habig, running a little bit upright there and taking quite a blow. But a gain of 5, 6, I'd say 6, if not close to 7 yards for Habig. Ryan Ferguson in, look for power left for Ferguson to get him a carry. Fumbled snap, quarterback Dexter Hughes falls on it, keeps the possession, loss of a couple of yards. One of the problems when you rotate quarterbacks like that, getting used to the center. Jason Dick, I believe, is the center with this group. 5 new Seminoles in, 5 out. Still probably power left to Ferguson.
No doubt. No doubt.
There it is. Ryan Ferguson fights to the 23-yard line.
Pretty close.
Heard the call on the sideline by Coach Grady. Anybody that hasn't been in the game yet, get up here. As you try to get everybody on the field for at least one play here in the closing 3 minutes of this game. Eddie McConnell will now snap to Dexter Hughes. Wiley.
Oh, yeah.
Down to the 15-yard line. Another first down. Buck Wiley gets that first down carry. Ball to the 15 with 2:28 left. 4 carries here by the JVs in his possession by 4 different ball carriers. Habig back at the fullback. Newhart has not carried yet. Look for Newhart. Nope, this is Habig. Forward to about the 12.
You know, I'll tell you, Jeff, you got to kind of feel bad for these guys because they really want to play, and Frontier's not going to come up and play them on a Monday night. And these kids really want to play football. They like to play.
Especially the last scheduled JV game of the year. Frontier's numbers, as you mentioned, an injury to their backup JV quarterback there, and only about 30 kids on their roster, and most of their sophomores are playing at the varsity level. Second down. Ferguson trying to bounce it to the outside. Not much. We're now less than a minute and a half.
Well, I'd like to see him punch one in here, Jeff. Because this reserve team's had an outstanding year, too.
Oh, no question about it. That you mentioned earlier, 1 loss, close game to Shady Side there early in the year, and they've had some very nice performances. I know they had a 12-9 victory last week at Barnesville, which people said was quite an exciting ball game. Wiley, I believe, is down at the 10. .40 seconds, clock running, probably last play. Of course, if it's not a first down, Chuck will have a change of possession. Newhart will now line up at the tailback. Has not had a carry yet. Gets one now and a sweep to the left. Picking his hole, trying to get to the outside. Will probably lose a yard. 4th down play. Will stop the clock, turn possession over to Frontier with 17 seconds left in the game. Coach Acosta waiting to see who Frontier's putting on the field before giving the okay to the JV defense now to be on the field for this last play. Again, you'd hate to see the first Frontier offense of Mossberg and those young men go one play and go about 89 yards for a touchdown at the end of the game to spoil that shutout.
Yeah, that would be a little bit cheap, I would think.
But again, some other people on the field for Frontier now. As they have some younger kids on the field also with 17 seconds left. Quarterback is Walker. He's going to give to the up back, and this game will probably end. Pickup of about 3 or 4 yards. Chuck, this one's in the books. Seminoles are now 9-0. Next week, traveling to Bellsville, trying to complete a 10-0 season.
And oh, beware, because I can think of 2 times we've went in there 9-0 and got beat.
Bellsville
Bellsville has a very capable team, so they're not to be taken light.
Bellsville 5-3 going into this Friday night's game at Buckeye Trail, one that could go either way. But a very dangerous team. They have a very capable quarterback and a couple of very good receivers and a very good running back. So, you know, you don't win by showing up and laying your helmet out on the field.
Not over there, and they're on a mission, Jeff. They've got playoff implications on the line.
Exactly.
They have a shot at making it, and you know they're going to come to play.
But a very nice performance by the Seminoles tonight. You know, kind of a workmanlike performance. You know, not a lot of great big plays, but a lot of steady plays. Nice to see the passing game clicking a little bit, and Kenny Robinson being involved a little bit more tonight. That's going to do it here from Frontier High School. Next week, a reminder once again, you know, that is a Channel 7 replay on Friday night, and then of course we'll be with you on Saturday morning. Tune in for the seniors show on the Coach's Corner on Thursday night at 10 o'clock also. For Joe Eddy and Chuck Roberts, this is Jeff Stevens saying once again, final score, Monroe Central 40, Frontier nothing. Good night, everyone.